You care too much about what they think, about what they said, about why they left, and that's exactly why you feel drained. Machiavelli warned us about this centuries ago. Today I'll show you how powerful people stop caring and start controlling their emotions. Rule 1, the cost of caring too much. You know, caring isn't a weakness. We all care about something, our family, our values, our goals. But here's the problem. When you care about the wrong things, it drains your power. It puts you in a position where others can control you by triggering your emotions. Think about it. How many times have you gotten upset by someone's opinion? How many times has a small comment made you question your worth? That's the trap. The moment you allow your emotions to dictate your actions, you lose control. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. He didn't teach us to stop caring altogether, but he did show us how to care selectively, and more importantly, how to stop giving away our emotional energy to things that don't serve us. Emotional control is the ultimate power, and once you learn it, nothing can touch you. Rule 2, emotional control is equal to power. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a situation where someone's words or their actions completely threw you off balance? You found yourself reacting, maybe even exploding, when all you wanted was to stay calm. But here's the thing. Every time you react emotionally, you lose. Think about it. Who's in control in that moment? The person who provoked you, right? They've got the power because they triggered you, and that's exactly what they wanted. But the person who doesn't react, that's where the real power lies. Machiavelli understood this long before any of us were born. He knew that emotional control wasn't just a luxury, it was a weapon. A weapon that could give you a significant edge over anyone who tries to manipulate you. And it's not about feeling less, it's about showing less. Let's be real here. How many times have you lost control because someone got under your skin? How many moments have you wished you could take back? Every time that happens, you're handing away your personal power. You're letting someone else decide how you should feel, and that's dangerous. But the moment you stop reacting, that's when you step into power. Silence, calmness, the ability to hold your ground while everyone else is losing theirs, that's what gives you an upper hand in any situation. Now here's the kicker. This isn't just about winning arguments or looking cool. It's about something much bigger. Strategic emotional control is how powerful people shape the world around them. They don't get emotional, they get strategic, and they make moves that leave others playing catch-up. The question is, do you want to be the one reacting or the one in control? Rule 3, not caring doesn't mean indifference. Here's where most people get it wrong. They think not caring means you're cold, emotionless, or indifferent, but nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, Machiavelli's rule isn't about stopping caring. It's about choosing what to care about. You can still care deeply about your values, your goals, your family, and your mission. But here's the twist. Stop wasting your emotional energy on things that don't matter in the long run. Stop getting caught up in the drama, the opinions, and the distractions that others throw your way. Think about it. Every time someone insults you or questions your worth, what's your first reaction? Do you defend yourself or do you let it slide? Most people get hooked. They get pulled into every argument, every insult, every judgment, because they care too much about everything. But guess what? That's exactly where your power slips away. The moment you let other people's negativity affect you, you're giving them control over your emotions. You're giving them the power to dictate how you feel. Machiavelli's rule teaches us that selective detachment is the real strength. You can care about things that matter, your work, your future, your principles, but you don't need to react to every little thing. The ability to show less care about the opinions of others is not apathy, it's strategic emotional control. When you stop caring about the small stuff, you become the person who doesn't get rattled. You become the person who isn't swayed by every little comment. And that's how you take back control of your emotional energy and turn it into power. Rule 4, the power of silence. Now let's take this a step further. We've talked about choosing what to care about, but here's where most people slip up. They forget the power of silence. When someone insults you or tries to provoke you, what's your natural instinct? To defend yourself? To argue back? Here's the thing. Silence is one of the most powerful tools you have, and it works because in a world that thrives on emotional reactions, silence confuses people. Remember when we discussed how reacting emotionally gives others control over you? Silence does the exact opposite. It disarms them. They expect you to react, to jump in with a defense, but when you don't, when you stay silent, it's like pulling the rug out from under them. It forces them to question their own actions. Machiavelli knew this. He understood that silence isn't weakness, it's strength. When you don't engage in every petty battle, when you don't answer every insult, you create an aura of mystery and authority. Think back to the last time someone tried to push your buttons. What happened when you didn't react? You might have felt powerless at first, but in reality, you were actually the one holding the power. You were controlling the situation without saying a word. And that's the key to real power. The less you say, the more you control. The person who reacts is predictable. The person who stays silent is in charge. It forces people to reveal their true intentions. They can't manipulate you if you don't give them a reaction to work with. By mastering the power of silence, you take back control of your emotions and your energy, and you send a clear message to everyone around you. You can't be manipulated. You can't be provoked. Rule 5. Emotional distance is equal to authority. Let's dive deeper into something crucial: emotional distance. Now, emotional distance doesn't mean becoming cold or detached from everyone. It's not about shutting people out entirely. It's about creating the space to make clear, unbiased decisions. Think about someone you respect, someone who always seems in control. Have you ever noticed that they don't get emotionally entangled in every situation? They don't allow the chaos around them to disturb their peace. That's emotional distance at work. Machiavelli understood this concept perfectly. The more emotionally distant you are, the more authority you command. People respect what they can't influence. And when your emotions aren't easily manipulated, you become a figure of power. When you're emotionally grounded, you can make calculated decisions and control situations without being clouded by impulse. Let's take an example. Think of a leader in your life, whether it's a public figure, or someone you admire. They've likely mastered emotional distance. They don't let everyday problems, rumors, or personal drama affect their leadership. They don't let their emotions rule their decisions. Why? Because they've learned the secret to authority. Emotional distance creates respect. On the flip side, think of someone who's always overwhelmed by their emotions, reacting to every challenge. People don't respect them as much, do they? That constant emotional reactivity shows weakness. It's like a magnet for disrespect. People don't follow others who let their emotions lead. Mastering emotional distance isn't about becoming emotionless. It's about keeping your emotional balance and using it as a strength. You gain authority because people start to realize that you're not easily swayed. And that, in itself, is a powerful position. Rule 6: overcaring is self-sabotage. Now let's talk about something that might sting a little: overcaring. It's easy to think that the more you care, the better person you are. But here's the truth. Overcaring is one of the quickest ways to sabotage your own success. When you care too much about everything, what people think, their opinions, or how they feel about your decisions, you start to lose control over your own life. You start adjusting your actions to please others instead of focusing on your own goals. And that's a problem. Machiavelli warned about this. He knew that excessive emotional attachment to others, or to any situation, weakens your position. Think about it. When you're constantly trying to make everyone happy or seeking approval, your energy gets scattered. You stop prioritizing what truly matters, your own ambitions and growth. Overcaring often leads to people-pleasing, which only invites manipulation. You might not even realize it, but people start to take advantage of your emotional investment. You become predictable. They know exactly how to push your buttons to get what they want. And every time you give in, you're putting your own power in their hands. But when you stop overcaring, something incredible happens. You regain control. You stop being so affected by others' opinions. You stop letting people drain your energy with their expectations and demands. You start focusing on your own path, on what truly serves you. This is exactly what Machiavelli meant when he said that the truly powerful person doesn't allow themselves to be consumed by the needs and desires of others. Overcaring is not just draining, it's self-sabotage. It's time to stop wasting energy on the unnecessary and start investing in yourself. Rule 7, transformation through emotional control. Let's talk about the real power of emotional control, transformation. When you stop reacting to everything, when you stop letting your emotions take over, you change. And this change isn't just surface level, it's deep, and it shapes every part of your life. Here's the thing, emotional control doesn't just help you stay calm or look cool, it transforms how you interact with the world. When you no longer get rattled by small comments or setbacks, you start to make better decisions. You stop wasting energy on people who don't matter and focus it on what actually moves you forward. Machiavelli understood this at its core. Emotional control allows you to look at situations objectively without clouding them with unnecessary emotional reactions. This clarity gives you the ability to assess opportunities and threats without bias or fear. You make moves that others overlook simply because you're not emotionally attached to the outcome. Think about it. The more emotionally detached you become, the more you learn about yourself. You start understanding your triggers and how to rise above them. You begin to see how much of your energy was being wasted on drama, opinions, and unnecessary conflicts. And with that realization, you reclaim your power. Your transformation starts when you stop needing validation. You stop trying to please everyone and start doing what's best for you. You stop being distracted by things that don't align with your goals. Your confidence builds, not from arrogance, but from a quiet strength that comes with knowing exactly who you are and where you're going. This transformation isn't something that happens overnight, but every time you control your emotions, you step closer to becoming the unshakable person you're meant to be. Now, as we wrap up, remember, the goal of emotional control isn't to feel less, it's to be unmovable. When nothing and no one can provoke you, you can't be controlled. You stop reacting and instead, you make deliberate choices. That's how you step into your true power. By mastering emotional control, you gain the ability to navigate the chaos of life with ease, making decisions with clarity, and leaving others to wonder how you stay so calm and focused. You take back your energy, your power, and your peace of mind. So ask yourself, what emotion has the most control over you right now? What's the one thing that always makes you react? It's time to take back control. Choose emotional strength over emotional reaction. If this video resonated with you, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments. What emotion do you struggle with the most? How will you start taking back control today? Let's talk about it.